Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and let me present to you Man versus Social Media. But before we get into the real meat of tonight's discussion, I'd like to invite you all to participate in a little experiment. So, please take out any phones or devices you brought tonight. Looks like you all have them. Now open your apps, but more specifically, open your social media apps. And look at your accounts. Please mentally answer some questions I'm about to ask you. Does your page represent who you are, who you were, or who you want to be? Or maybe nothing close to you at all? If you are someone tonight who's without a device or social media, please take note as to whether or not you felt left out. Media is all about publishing, internet, and broadcasting. We receive media through phones, TVs, computers, newspapers, books, among other things. Media is all about communicating, which is ironic because sometimes the technology that we use to reach media interferes with genuine and authentic communication. But tonight we are going to specifically be talking about social media. Social media includes platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Vine, ripped Vine, among other things. But before we really get into the topic of social media, how we use it now, and how we can better use it in the future, I would like to establish some key points. Let me reiterate that I am not advocating that social media is evil, or that we shouldn't use it. But I am also not saying that it is good. I am simply proposing some changes that we can make as users to have a more positive experience online. The problem at hand is that we have become dependent on likes and followers for affirmation and to raise our self-esteem. Looking at the majority of users, we overuse and overshare on apps to present ourselves living a false sense of reality just to be accepted. We get so consumed by unrealistic expectations online that we forget to live. This is why we need to discuss the purpose of social media and how we can change the way we use it to positively impact the world. Now, the purpose of social media in a business sense is to promote products, to market, and to connect with customers. But for the rest of us, people like you and I, the purpose of social media is to connect with friends, to express ourselves, and to share thoughts and ideas without any negativity or judgment. Unfortunately, sometimes social media does the complete opposite. A survey was published by the UK's Royal Society for Public Health titled #Status of Mind. 1,479 people were included, aged 14 to 24, and participants were asked to talk about how social media had impacted their mental and physical health. Many noted how they had bad sleeping quality, had adopted body image issues, suffered from bullying, and also suffered from FOMO, which, if you are unfamiliar with that term, it stands for fear of missing out. This isn't what social media is for. Social media is supposed to be an environment where we can create and share content that uplifts other people. Is this really what the internet has come to? Because I hope not. I first got Instagram when I was in 6th grade in 2014, and that was really my first experience with any online platform. The reason I joined was because I wanted to be included in what everyone was doing and posting about, and I wanted to be part of something bigger. But I can remember specific times in my life at that time that I wasted time scrolling through post after post. But I didn't really notice a real problem until one. I used it as a security blanket. When I was in a situation where I was without friends or I was alone, I would whip out my phone and instantly go to my feed to look busy or like I had a purpose, or simply to avoid awkward small talk. Social media is not meant to be a crutch that we can lean on when we're uncomfortable. 2, it took time away from things that really mattered to me. I realized that I valued face-to-face communication less. I read less. I went outside less. I did less of the things that people at that age should be doing. And finally, the thing that I fear is most detrimental to people in our society. I forgot how to be bored. I always had to be entertained by something on a screen, and it was no longer mentally stimulating. Thomas Jefferson once said, 5% of the people think, 10% of the people think they think, and the other 85% would rather die than think. Can we not be alone with our thoughts? Is our attention span that short? We crave instant gratification. We want content and we want it now, and it doesn't matter if it's fake or not. Ladies and gentlemen, are we not more than okay and more than enough on our own without an audience to give us a thumbs up of approval? Are we that dependent on phones and devices to give us satisfaction and happiness? Have we stopped thinking our own thoughts? When did this become the norm? On December 30th, 2017, I decided to take control over my own life. I wanted to prove to myself that I was content as I was without likes or followers or whatever the internet had to say. So, I disabled all of my social media and completely deleted Snapchat. I am currently participating in what some people call a social media cleanse. I didn't know exactly what I was getting into at first, but I do remember some specific fears I had. I was afraid of losing friends, of being unincluded in things, and of being disconnected since I was so used to being connected all the time. But let me tell you, my friends didn't disappear overnight. My worth as a person did not diminish, and the same drama online kept happening, and it was nice to not be a part of it. Needless to say, life went on. I thought it was very interesting because a lot of my friends and other people at school told me that they were inspired by what I had done, and that they wanted to take a step back from social media as well. And I didn't realize that so many people would notice my absence online, and that what I had decided to do had had such a profound effect on them. I've definitely changed as a person. Now I take pictures on my phone just to take a picture, not having an intent of posting it. I definitely value my privacy more than I thought I would, and there were some days that I vividly remember forgetting social media ever existed, and that was so much more of a relief than I thought it would be. Lastly, I realized something very important. I didn't want everything about me to be so available to other people online. I didn't want people trying to figure me out just by the things that I had decided to post. So I guess in a sense, it's kind of nice to be a mystery. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to close with some suggestions on how we can change the way we use social media to positively impact the world. First, we need to live the life we post about. There are far too many people on Instagram and Twitter and other social medias that post things that they think make them look exciting or better than they are. We need to post things that are true and genuine to ourselves that make us happy. We need to post what we're passionate about. It is very beautiful to see somebody online post something that they're passionate about, that they fully immerse themselves in, that they care about, and that they want you to care about. We need to love and not hate. There's enough cyberbullying going on throughout the world, so why contribute to it? And lastly, we need to live. We cannot let social media control us. I hope you leave knowing tonight that your worth is not dependent on whether or not you choose to have social media, and that social media is neither good nor bad. It's simply what you make of it. And now, the question I have yet to address. Man versus social media, who will win? I will leave that up to you to decide.